support growing up as a child?
Oldham.
So you're an Oldham fan?
Yeah, Oldham fan. So lucky enough to work there for 12.5 years, from the under 12s, assistant under 12s, all the way through to the first team manager. So a dream come true, really. I think that over the years, the fantastic infrastructure that's been put in place and the way that money's been spent to develop the campus and how that's completely changed from when I was here. There was no sports arena, there was no 3G pitches, these grass pitches down here were a bog as well, so we just had the 2 football pitches at the top and we had, I don't know how to describe it, but like a 5-a-side dome that was condensation played a real part in it. But I think it allows all the students such a good place to learn, and I think the better, the bigger the facilities are, the more chances they have to learn. I think we're very lucky that we were a real good group of lads. We had from all different walks of life as well, some Oldham, Rochdale, Middleton, lads from Blakely. I think there was even one lad who'd come down from Carlisle. So we had a real range of personalities, but just a really good solid set of lads. And I think that made every day enjoyable. And because we were the first programme that was run from here, they were all trying to make it the best they could be and try and find the ways. So we were a little bit of the dummies at times of how is it going to work this. But the way that people treated us and how they made the programme feel so special to us every day was great. And on top of that, we had a decent team, which always helped. But we went away to Holland twice and had 2 really good trips away from home. And again, the way we were treated by the staff while we were away from home, they just treated you with the respect and the honesty that you deserved at the time. They firm but fair, but they were very honest in how they delivered things, and I think that made us grow up as people and in the way that they treated us. I briefly speak to some people, but I still have a big friend who lives out in New Zealand, who went playing football out in New Zealand from this programme, had a good career in non-league in this country, and then decided to go to New Zealand. And a few years ago was lucky enough to be best man at his wedding out in New Zealand, and he's got a fantastic life for himself out in New Zealand playing football out there, and he was part of that same programme that I was on.
So you did make lifelong friends?
Yes, definitely, yeah, definitely. Like I say, still people I speak to now and I bump into it now and again who are on this programme, and everybody's always had a good word to say about it. Like I say, I think we all grew up as a group. I think we came from some random places in life and all managed to gel and all managed to grow as friends as much as we did as footballers. What you're going to try and do is look at the best people in the industry that you want to be in and take snippets for them. But when you take snippets for them, don't try and be that one person. Try and be yourself with snippets that you've learned from them other people. I think qualities such as timekeeping, as being honest, hard-working, trustworthy, being willing to do roles that maybe that you might not know fully, but to have a go at them, ask questions, listen, learn, all them things that are just general part of everyday life. I think they're massive parts of people's journeys that are quite simplistic, don't take a lot of effort, but are massive in terms of your sort of holistic development. As a massive Oldham fan from Oldham, there's always Joe Royle, because I was lucky enough to see Oldham in the Premier League and see my team in the Premier League at the time growing up. So Joe was, well, he could have gone anywhere in the town and walked on water. So I think how Joe brought a team together of individuals that maybe weren't the greatest players around and made them a team and made what was the most successful part of the town I grew up in. I think he's certainly got to be up there with the person that I hold in high regard. I think in coaching, I think one of the biggest things is getting in at a volunteering level. So going out and coaching your local grassroots team. So you can do your badges, you can get your badges and you get them certificates, but then you've got to get on the grass and learn your trade. So if you want to be a coach, you've got to go and learn your trade. And I think the biggest thing that I would take from it is I went and did Obscene Spring Yard, Hayside, and I think that taught me how to coach a team, and all that was completely voluntary, but I firmly believe that got me a little bit closer to where I am today. Volunteering is a massive part of life. I think it puts you into places that maybe you wouldn't get paid roles in to start off with. I think it gives you a snippet into that industry. And I think what it does is it builds trust with people, and it builds trust that you can show that you've got the qualities, maybe the personable qualities more than the actual qualities that you need for that role, that you can be taught and you can be trusted to develop within that industry. So I think volunteering is something that really gets you through doors, and I think it's undervalued in today's society, and I think something that you should not undervalue, because I think it's a real opportunity to get in front of people that's not in an interview circumstances. Don't wait till the end of your course to try and do things like that. Try and get into them now. I think people are more willing than ever to give young people a chance in volunteering. So go and hunt down the industries that you might want to take a deeper look at, and try and find a way where you can go and look at them industries, take them back to your studies, and then when you finish your studies, you're in a far better place and probably ahead of the queue in some of your colleagues. So I think learning is a really important part of life. I think if you stop learning, you stand still, and the pace of the 21st century of life is relentless, and we must continue to learn. I look at my own journey and the coaching courses that I did, and the informal coaching that I did, where maybe go and speak to people or get in the car and go and watching coaching workshops that might have been on. I think they're a massive part of life, and they're a massive part of your continual journey. If you keep doing the same things, you'll keep getting the same results. So you've got to be willing to come out of your comfort zone, want to learn more. And an example of that is where at 34-year-old, so 4 years ago, I went back to university to do a master's degree with all the stuff that I'd learned from Hopwood Hall College and all the stuff I'd learned across my journey in sort of the formal coaching awards that I did. I went and did an MSc in sports coaching, and quite a lot of that time I was out of my comfort zone. I was sat there really thinking, what am I doing here? This is not for me, and stuck at it, stuck with it, and I'm really proud to say that I was stuck there about a year ago with my son and my wife and my family with an MSc, which is something that I'm really proud of, and something that if you'd have asked me when I walked out of here as an 18-year-old lad would I go on to university, I wouldn't. And that maturity and them life values have allowed me to go back in later life and really think I've learned a lot from my qualifications. I think it's twofold. I think when you come to college, it's basically all on you to be here. It's not like school where you have to be there. You have to have that willingness and drive to want to be here, to come out with them qualifications. So you have to, there's a sort of more of a personal drive that you have to have when you get to college. And I found that quite strange when you first came here, that tutors would say to you, well, you don't want to be here, there's different walks of life here. So the boot was on the other foot, where you had to, if you wanted to be here, you had to dig in and find that inner drive. And I think secondly, around how you were treated, I was very lucky that I had people such as Christian Robinson and Rob here and Lee Murphy at the time, people that were very personable people who had your interests at heart and wanted to see you develop. And what's great to see is that then people are still giving back to the community today in terms of their roles, and they've still got that personable edge that they had all them years ago. So I think my time at Hopwood Hall really helped me, coming out of the school environment, as like I said, was very structured to come in here. I think it was my first snippet into the outside world and what really went on. I think it really set me up for my journey in life. I think, don't get me wrong, I think I picked the right course that allowed me to do that and allowed me to give me the foothold in the career that I wanted to do. But I think it's had a real massive effect, not just the formal qualifications, but the people that were here in giving me that foothold in the career that I wanted to pick. I think the best piece of advice I can give them is that they should try and take everything in whilst they're here. They should take on board what people are saying to them, but then go out and into the world and really have a drive about them, a drive about their careers, and a drive and a willingness to want to do well, and not just let this opportunity pass them by, because it could be 3-4 years down the line and they could be no better off. They've got to really take this opportunity at the scruff of the neck and do something about it.